The medical pod hummed softly as Eva's eyes fluttered open. Her vision swam, unfocused and disoriented. The last thing she remembered was pain, white-hot and all-consuming, and the terrified chittering of the small Velcran cub she'd shielded with her own body. Jasper sat beside her pod, his face drawn with exhaustion, and something that looked dangerously close to worship. When he saw her eyes open, he nearly fell out of his chair. "Eva! Thank God!" He caught himself, pressing a hand to his face. "You've been out for 3 days." 3 days. Do you have any idea what's been happening?" Eva tried to speak, but her throat was raw. Jasper quickly handed her water, and she drank greedily before managing a hoarse whisper. "The cub?" "Safe. Completely safe, thanks to you." Jasper's jaw tightened. "Eva, you took 8 bullets. 8. The doctor said any one of them should have killed you, but you just kept going, kept covering that little Velcran until security arrived." The memories came flooding back. She'd been working her shift at the interspecies commerce station when the extremist group attacked. They'd been targeting Velcran specifically, a terrorist cell that believed humanity was too soft on the predator species. When she'd seen them corner the cub in the market district, something primal had overridden her sense of self-preservation. She'd thrown herself over the small creature, barely the size of a large dog with scales that shimmered blue-green and eyes too intelligent for something so young. The bullets had torn through her back, her shoulder, her side, but she hadn't moved. Couldn't move. Not while that baby was still in danger. "There's something else," Jasper said, his voice dropping. "Something you need to see." He helped her sit up, though her body screamed in protest. Through the medical bay's observation window, Eva could see the station's main docking area. Her breath caught ships, dozens of them, sleek predatory vessels in the distinctive angular design of the Velcran Star Command. And standing in perfect formation outside the medical bay doors were soldiers, elite, Velcran warriors in ceremonial armor that gleamed like starlight on water. "They arrived 6 hours after you went into surgery," Jasper explained, awe creeping into his voice. "That cub? His name is Kyrix. He's the grandchild of the Supreme Pack Leader. You saved the heir to the entire Velcran Confederacy, Eva." Eva's mind reeled. She'd just seen a kid in danger. She hadn't stopped to consider politics or species or consequences. The door to the medical bay opened with a soft hiss. A towering Velcran entered, easily 7 feet tall, his scales a deep midnight blue marked with silver streaks of rank. Behind him walked a smaller figure, Kyrix, now cleaned up and wearing what looked like formal robes, his young face solemn. The commander, because he could be nothing else, approached Eva's pod. Then, to her absolute shock, he dropped to one knee. Behind him, every Velcran soldier visible through the window did the same. "Eva Reyes of Earth." The commander's voice was deep, resonant, carrying the weight of ceremony. "I am Commander Varesh of the Velcran Star Command. On behalf of the Velcran Confederacy and Supreme Pack Leader Kyrix, I come to offer the gratitude of our entire people." Kyrix stepped forward, his young voice clear. "You protected me. You bled for me. You were willing to die for me." His eyes, golden and slitted, held an emotional depth that transcended species. "My grandmother says you have the heart of a true pack member." Eva felt tears prick her eyes. "I couldn't just let them hurt you." Commander Varesh stood and something fierce blazed in his expression. "This is why we advocate for humanity's inclusion in the Greater Council. This is why we argue that humans belong among the stars." He gestured to her bandaged form. "Your species has been in space for barely 2 centuries. You lack claws, fangs, natural armor. By all physical measures, you are fragile, weak." He leaned closer, his voice dropping to something almost reverent. And yet, when faced with trained killers armed with military-grade weapons, this unarmed human female placed herself between death and a child of another species entirely. She took 8 bullets, 8, and did not move. Did not flee. Did not abandon her charge. Varesh's tail lashed once sharply. "The Velcran are predators, Miss Reyes. We are warriors born. And I tell you truly, I have seen decorated soldiers with a century of experience show less courage than you displayed in those 3 minutes." Jasper squeezed her hand, his own eyes suspiciously bright. "The Supreme Pack Leader has declared you Kithheart, a title given to those who are family not by blood, but by deed," Varesh continued. "You will always have a place among the Velcran people, always have our protection. And," he allowed himself a predatory smile, We have already dealt with the terrorist cell responsible. Most efficiently, Eva could imagine what that meant. The Velcran didn't make idle threats. Kirix approached her pod, placing a small clawed hand on the edge. Will you come visit us? On the homeworld? Grandmother wants to meet you.
And I want to show you my collection of Earth music.
I've been studying human culture. He brightened. Did you know you're the first human to ever receive Kith-Heart status? Despite the pain, despite the exhaustion, Eva smiled. I'd like that. As word spread through the station, more humans began to gather. Eva watched through the window as they stood straighter, pride evident on their faces. She saw a young human girl staring at the Velcran honor guard with stars in her eyes. Jasper leaned close. You know what you've done, right? This changes everything. The council vote on humanity's full membership is next month. After this, he shook his head in wonder. After this, how can they say we don't belong? Commander Varesh overheard. They cannot. The Velcran will make certain of it. His expression softened slightly as he looked at Eva. You did not act for glory or politics, Eva Reyes. You acted because it was right. Because you saw a child in danger and could not stand idle. He gestured to her injuries, to the gathering crowds, to the ships outside. This is who humanity is. And the galaxy needs to see it. As the medical pod's sedatives began to pull her back toward sleep, Eva's last conscious thought was simple. She'd do it again. All of it. 8 bullets seemed a small price for a child's life. Any child's life. Even one from a species humanity had only met a few decades ago. That, perhaps, was the most human thing of all.